Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuned in to Let's Talk Battle Rap Podcast, where the boys are not liars. I'm your host, Vlad, along with my main man, France. We are the Battle Rap Podcast of New York and the Battle Rap Podcast of the world. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe wherever you're listening to on your DSPs. Please hit subscribe also. Log on to letstalkbattlerap.com for all the latest news and articles. And don't forget to follow us on all socials at LTBR Podcast. And now, with no further ado, we gonna get to Big Mondays and get to the big news and what everybody wants to talk about. With no further ado, France, what up, player?
Vlad, another podcast in the books. We are here. How was your weekend, sir?
The weekend is fantastic, but I gotta tell you, man, this daylight savings time is kicking my ass, dog, and the kids too. Like my son was all over the place. It's like the world was spinning backwards, dog. And the transparency, we're recording on a Sunday night right now, man. I took a mean old man nap before the podcast, so I'm ready to go, big dog, man. It's been a busy weekend on the timelines, and
Yes, it has.
people want to know what we got to think, man.
It wouldn't be daylight savings without a massive shift in everything that we do. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the chaos was planned, maybe. But no, daylight savings also definitely hit me as well. Shout out to the overnight workers. I know you guys took advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? That's 3 hour for y'all. For us, we're just here fixing our clocks and trying to get our sleep schedules right. But for you guys, we're here to record. You know what I'm saying? So without any further ado, we're going to chop it up about all of the latest news in the culture, a lot of the latest headlines, updates, some of the events that are coming up. Kings and Queens 4 is coming up Sunday, and we got a lot to say about Kings and Queens all around it, in and out. And we also got to talk about some announcements made from other leagues, and it's gonna be a nice, fun show, man. So Saturday. You know, in my Sirius Jones voice. See, I was chilling in the crib, minding my business. You know what I'm saying? And when I get a phone call private, I'm like, all right, who the fuck is this?
See, I was chilling in the crib, minding my business.
All right. So I get a message like, do you see what's going on Twitter? I'm like, nah, I was hoping to unplug today so that I could focus all battle rap tomorrow. You know, we just had 6 weeks of events. Hadn't had a real weekend to decompress yet, so I was hoping to chill Saturday. No, not at all. We get an update, not even directly from URL, but from Caffeine, that now Kings and Queens will be a pay-per-viewed event. Let me make sure I read this right too. To unlock Kings and Queens 4 on Caffeine live on March 19th, you'll have to pay 250 Caffeine credits, which transfers over to $25. The pay-per-view will be video on demand for, I believe, 7 days from the 19th to the 26th. And you get access to 1 free month subscription of the URL app with the purchase of your pay-per-view.
Correct. France, set the timeline ablaze, big dog. I mean, ablaze. You know me, I check on Twitter just to see, what's going on, prepare for the show and whatnot. And it was just like, just everyone just burning the timeline down, man. People brought out their tiki torches for URL and Caffeine. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, rightfully so, I totally understand the frustrations. All right, because I've even been conditioned to think Caffeine, free stream. So you're 8 days out from an event, and all of a sudden you see you got to pay $25. It's very, very, very confusing. Like, what's happening right here? Like, we didn't know this. The promotion has been happening already for Kings versus Queens 4. Why didn't anyone tell us like that? We would have to pay for this. And I gotta agree, man. I'm not mad at all the frustration, man, because it's definitely confusing to a lot of folks, and the rollout has been poor. And I understand that it came from the Caffeine account, right? Because we know this is no secret. Caffeine has their budget and they book who they want to book, and they use URL to push the battle rap product that they want to push on their platform. You know what I'm saying? So I understand that, but the people are not going to be mad at Caffeine. They're going to be mad at URL, because URL is who we know and love for the past decade plus. So even if it is a Caffeine thing, all the slop is going to fall on URL. And, listen, Beasley, Smack, one of you guys could have got out there. You know what I'm saying? Could have sat down with Uncle Ra, could have put it on your own YouTube channel and be like, hey, man, this is the first announcement for Kings versus Queens 4, but we got a very special announcement, that you guys are going to have to pay $25 for it. There would still be an outrage and all that stuff. People would still be upset, like, oh, we were getting this for free. Why do we have to pay now? But, that would have blown over 4 weeks ago, maybe. You know what I'm saying? And right now, well, you know what? I don't know if it's necessarily a bad thing, because engagement is engagement in the world of digital marketing. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether they're talking bad about you or talking good about you, the numbers is still up and your Google, hits are through the roof right now, like no matter what. So in the grand scheme of things, like they say, all press is good press. But man, the rollout for this was very poor, man. I think it was just mishandled, and it gave the people who are on their anti-URL crusade like a lot of gas to go gaslight folks with. And it gave people who are on the fence, like, just made them feel like, man, you ain't even thinking about us, dog. Like, I think some people were genuinely hurt too. Like, oh, we get mistreated and stuff. But poor rollout. But URL, they just gonna have to shoulder roll this joint, man, and brave it out for the next week, yo. Yikes. What you think, player?
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack here because I think there's a lot of nuance with it. You
Mm-hmm.
know, is there great value for what we're paying here for as far as the actual price
Absolutely.
point of the
25
event?
bucks.
I would say yes. You know what I'm saying? But is it something that I was expecting to know a week out prior to the event? No. You know what I'm saying? And I'm mindful of everybody's budget. You don't, especially when you're thinking you're gonna get something for free and now you have to pay
Yeah.
for it. But it's deeper than the price point and people being cheap or people complaining about stuff. Like I didn't like the idea or the notion of people, like especially the rappers on the timeline, arguing with other battlers or fans or media members, etc., about like it's just $25. It's not the price point. It's the fact that there was an initial chance to take some transparency and have an initiative
Yeah.
to actually have a good PR on a bad policy, because you know what I'm saying, because a bad policy is always going to trump good PR. Because like straight like that, it's like you said it best. Like he could have went to 15 minutes of fame, could have went on URL Primetime, could have went on Champion, could have done a blog, could have spoke, could have sent a message on the app. Because when the announcement was first made for Hustle and Tay Rock in February 23rd, I believe. You know what I'm saying? I think that Thursday or that Friday. Yeah, February 23rd. The end of the trailer says, watch the event live on Caffeine. You don't hear for free. You don't hear for free.
They ain't
And
lie to you. They
and,
just ain't
and
tell
for
you
me,
the whole truth.
and for me, when I heard that, I was like, why didn't he say free? At the time,
Mm.
I was like, he
Ears
didn't
were
say
perked up
free.
like a German shepherd.
Yeah, we pay attention to a lot of little
Right?
details. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, something's about to happen here. But that's the time right there to get ahead of it and say everything. You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately, we didn't even get the announcement from URL. We got the announcement directly from Caffeine. And in
Right,
fact,
right.
it wasn't even such a like a notification. It was just somebody going on Caffeine and like, wait a minute, they just did what? You know what
He
I'm
trying to
saying?
sneak this in.
Yeah, like what just happened here? And there's been this rule of thumb with business as to like you never charge for something that was once previously free. And I understand that notion because like you give this away for free for value, and now you're charging for it. And I'm not even mad at the idea of them charging pay-per-views. It's just this was just a really bad rollout at a very bad timing with everything that's going on with URL. Like let's just call for what it is. The last 5-6 weeks, Vlad, they have been under attack by by consumers that are upset with the app, by the bloggers that have decided to campaign and ride the wave of YouTube. And I get it. I get why everybody has this frustration. This is very bad timing for all of it. And I wish they could have just taken some more initiative to actually presented this directly to us where they could practice some transparency.
No, absolutely, man. And I also think too that there's also a lot of confusion because a lot of folks are like, wait a minute, I paid for the app already. Like, what's the incentive for me? What I'm saying? The folks who don't have the app, they're gonna get a month free. But if you listen to the commercial, if you have the app, you're supposed to not get charged that $8 for the upcoming month if you get the pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like that's all being missed through the delivery. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like it would have benefited them for Bees or Smack or whoever, the front man to come out and say, hey, this is what it is. This is what you're going to get for it, and speak openly and, be available to the public, to their adoring fans, you know what I'm saying, to the legions of people who've been loyal to URL over time. Because, where URL goes, the community goes, you know what I'm saying? So I think it was just like, just mismanagement with everything, man. It was just mismanagement because everyone is upset about something about it. And I just think it's just a lack of transparency, a lack of communication that definitely got people up in arms. Even if they announced this 4 weeks ago, people still would have been up in arms because, like you said, I think of caffeine, I think free. And now you're like, what? You know what I'm saying? You're going to charge me. But at the end of the day, I mean, let's keep it real, man. Since 2020, caffeine had held us down with mad events. You know what I'm saying? With, I mean, the cream of the crop. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've gotten Lux, we've gotten Mook, we've gotten everybody we could think of, and for free over and over and over again. So it's just like, it's just a big surprise. It's like, man, if I, you know what I'm saying? It's like if I went to my favorite restaurant and they always gave me food for free, and then one day they're like, yo, you got to pay. Granted, oh man, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll pay, but it's like, just give me a heads up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like a shock and a surprise to everyone. But, I think also too is like, I think people have a hesitation of wanting to get in bed with these big corporations and give them their money. You know what I'm saying? I think if URL would have been like, hey, go to Watch Battle Live or come watch this on our app or whatever, I think people would be like, you know what? Cool. You know what I mean? Because we're not for big, corporations anyway. We just rocking with them because we rock with URL. Like, that's the sentiments of a lot of people. Like, it's not so much the platform that it's on, is the fact that we still have Smack, you know what I'm saying? We still have our favorite battlers and it's free, but if you're gonna make us pay, we'd rather give the money to you guys directly. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't want to give the money to those guys. And now people feel like they have to give the money to even though Caffeine gave them some of their favorite battles for free over the past 2 years, held everyone down during the pandemic when everyone else was doing a whole lot of nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, but and people still have that hesitation. People still have that anger and like, I don't want to give my money to that. So, I do feel like if it was a Watch Battle Live or if it was straight on the URL app, it would have hit different. It would have been like, all right, cool. And at $25, I mean, come on, man. Like, people just paid $50 for, other platforms, $65, you know what I'm saying, for other platforms and stuff like that. So when you think about it, $25 is like, hey, man, that's a great price point. You know what I'm saying? But if you have like we said, everyone's budget is different. Some people are in the red right now and may not have the 25 to pay for the event coming up. So I get it. Some people do have to plan out further ahead of time. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, at that price point, that's like, it's a fantastic price point. But I think people would rather pay URL directly. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to getting these coins and this and that. And it's like, it just seems like a big headache, man. And it was just fumbles, just could have been handled a lot more smoothly.
An error at this capacity, right? Let's call it a mistake. And this mistake is like a commitment to making a misunderstanding, which leads to complications. And this is just as a whole, like, people just kind of want a better relationship. The fans just want a better relationship with URL. Like, don't get it twisted. We are fully aware that unfortunately there is a consistent smear campaign being painted across the land with them, right? There's shadows of people trying to put leagues and talents to compete amongst them, and fans have been brainwashed by all that. But we don't do that over here, LTBR, right? In fact, we don't do that really with any league because we want to just cover and talk about the art, but we're not going to be dismissive and not act like that doesn't exist in the world, right? So because that exists, unfortunately, heavy is the crown that you wear. So you have to kind of just be sharp. You gotta tighten up with these little areas because there's just it's a public relation nightmare. You know what I mean? And I think I read this quote one time from this book called Art of Influence by Chris Widener. And in the book, he kind of like because the whole book is about like persuading others begins with you, like how you carry yourself, how they view you, and like pretty much like what you present to them value wise, right? And so I remember in the book it was saying like as far as business, people don't necessarily they don't buy goods and services. They buy relations and stories. So when the relation with the fans and URL has kind of grown to this capacity where people are like just always complaining and maybe there's like a bit of like numbness to distinguish the genuine complaints from somebody that is a consistent supporter that just wants transparency, professionalism, communication, and a higher quality of service. And they will be down to the soil. They just want you to know they want it to be better versus somebody that you just cannot please. No matter what you do, there's something they're going to find wrong with what you do. I get it. You can see down the timeline, and we can tell the difference. They probably can't sometimes because there's so much overwhelming amount of complaints. And I'm here to say to them, is just like, you know, get it together, man. You know what I'm saying?
And the thing that sucks too, man, is that the way that it's rolled out, you don't get a chance to control your own narrative. Because now you got bloggers who can come out and be like, oh man, I think it's $35. Oh, I don't think it's worth it. Oh,
I'm glad,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm glad you mentioned that, even if you're a paid subscriber, you won't be charged for the following month because that is a vital message to send.
Right. It is not getting out there. Nobody knows that.
And nobody is fully aware of that. And there is a layer of people not fucking reading too. All right. I deal with it all.
But you got to make it easy for them though. You have to make it easy for them to understand that. You got to make it crystal clear.
I've seen people be like, is there a VOD? And it's like, all right, just read the graphic, right? Just try to read the graphic. But it's also like you didn't necessarily make the graphic clear in what it's going to be offering. So
Right. So So you're letting people who create content and who are always pitting you up against other platforms, because no matter what, even if they're talking great about another platform, they're gonna bring URL in because guess what? They're algorithm addicts, and they know that if you talk about URL and you pit them up against somebody else, even if you had the best things to say about this platform, you gotta throw some smut on URL's name because now you're getting both people. You know what I'm saying? The folks who like URL gonna be like, why you gotta diss them? The people who hate URL, I don't want to say hate, or the people who was always looking for something to diss URL for, now they're also in the conversation where you can't just big up the league that you're just talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like it has to be thrown in there. So you're letting content creators create their content, create the narrative around this, put whatever spin they want to put on it, you know what I'm saying? Whether right or wrong, you know what I'm saying? But you're not leaving it in your hands. And it's like, how could you let that happen? You know what I'm saying? It's bananas to me. You know what I mean? Like no one's gonna get your message out the way they want it, the way you want it to get out. You have to put out your own message. You leave it in the hands of others, and this is what you're gonna get. You're gonna get a lot of confused people. You're gonna get a lot of angered people. You got the rebel rousers who's gonna do content all week long. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
and
people couldn't wait to run to their camera Saturday
come
night.
on, man. Come on. Come on, man.
And I always want to take the time to say, man, if you one of the content creators that requested a refund from Remy's pay-per-view, I feel like you're kind of like null and void to like complain about this too. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like you got your refund from bashing another league or from a hiccup. Use that refund to take care of business here. Right,
hey, and then it's like, all right, now you're leaving it open to people saying, oh, I don't know, man. There's other ways you can watch this stream. You know what I'm saying? Hint, hint, wink, wink, And I'm like, what? Come on, man. Like, this is either you for the culture or you not. You know what I'm saying? You could be upset at the league, but like, don't promote, go watch bootlegs and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? If that's something you want to do on your own personal time, do that. You know what I'm saying? But it's like this how these people gotta keep the ball rolling. You know what I mean? So it's like when you don't put the rollout the proper way, you leave it in the hands of all the content creators to go out there and do what they do, make their content. Nobody up there at URL is slow. They know how this thing goes. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's gonna take full advantage and eat off this thing, man. Them dudes brought out the bowls and the big they was eating, dog, like they could not wait. And I don't blame them because that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do, and it's entertaining. You know what I'm saying? I just wish while you're being entertaining, just keep the information real. You know what I'm saying? Don't act like you don't know what's going on just for the sake of creating the content. But then you wouldn't be a content creator if you did that. You know what I mean? So it is
It was a
what it
bit.
is. But
It's a
they
nasty
dropped the
game,
pack,
man.
man. They dropped the
It's
pack, dog.
look. It's a bit of a nasty game. But it doesn't excuse that they also gave so much ammunition to.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah, it's
You
crazy.
know what I'm saying? So like I started with this. There's nuance. I understand what's happening. I think there's great value for the event, but the frustration is validated 100%.
Right. Like if yo, if I'm a person that has the app and I'm confused thinking, wait a minute, I'm paying the $25. These people are getting a month free. Like I'm paying twice to watch this. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I get it. If you have Showtime or whatever and you want to watch Showtime boxing, you're going to pay to watch the live experience because that's what you're paying for. Me personally, like whether it's YouTube or the app or whatever, I am a live battle kind of cat. You know what I'm saying? Like I like the live experience. I like to get that adrenaline rush. I like to be there with the community to get that consensus to talk about it while it's happening live. I like texting back and forth with you, you know what I'm saying? And just that rush, you know what I mean? So whether it's YouTube or VOD, I may never get to it if it's not a battle that's like on my list to watch, you know what I'm saying? But if it's live, yo, France, I'm gonna keep it real with you. It could be Bikini Bottom League, it could be Dingleberry Battle League. If it's live, I'm gonna tune in, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, if I gotta wait, I don't
Bikini
know,
Bottom
man.
Battle League's pay per view with A Ward versus Patrick Starr. I'm copping it. I'm
I'm
copping
watching
it.
it.
I'm watching it. I'm
I
watching it.
don't care, man. I will watch it. I don't care because it's live. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like the thrill of live battle rap. You know what I mean? So don't get me wrong. Like I think a lot of people do, but it's confusing for those folks. They're like, and the fact that you're actually giving someone a month free. You know what I'm saying? If they get this pay per view, it's like you need to tell them that because that will incentivize a lot more. That will quell the people's, you know what I'm saying, anger. Like they will want to, they'll be like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? I get it. You guys gave this to me late. You know what I'm saying? Cool, but I'm getting my month free. All right, man. I could rock with that. But now imagine you gave them that 4 weeks ahead of time. It makes it easier pill to swallow. You know what I'm saying?
You mentioning that you love the idea of consuming battle rap live. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like we're like now becoming into this territory of being broken records because I feel like we've been talking about this since like October. Since actually you came back to the pod because the only live event the only live event you got to experience during that time was obviously Summer Madness, which was our comeback.
Yeah.
Homecoming was a month and some change later, but in between Homecoming, a lot of stuff happened. That time we had finals exams, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, the
Mm-hmm.
Chrome tournament, Closure 2, which is supposed to be pay per view, and turned into a VOD the day of, with like no
Ugh.
real massive message, which was
Ugh.
like, which is kind of
That was a
nasty. And
weekend ruiner, man.
you
Because
know what I'm
I was
saying?
looking forward to that joint live, and then all of a
Right.
sudden it's like,
So we had
get
a
to it when I
lot
get to it.
of right. We had a lot of events at that point that legitimately were just VOD. You have to wait until they dropped, and those are all like real. those events shaped a lot of what was going on, right? Those events had the bricks and the Crucible class showing that they could compete at a higher level against more seasoned names. You had Closure 2 with real grudges and important battles on there. It's like, okay, let's focus on this.
Mhm.
I forgot what other card is. The Chrome tournament. For God's
Yeah.
sakes, I couldn't even do the parlays like I wanted to because it wasn't live, lad. So like, how
Right,
what
right.
was, you know what I'm saying? It took away from my experience. Like, obviously,
Take away from your pockets.
took away from my pockets too. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, I got to cover the Chrome tournament extensively. I was at every
Yeah.
round. I got to judge two of the rounds,
Judge the
quarterfinal, and the
final.
finals.
Yeah.
But I can remember vividly when it was happening. It wasn't getting talked about a lot.
No, man. And I think that's the thing that a lot of leagues definitely are they're not tapping into that, man, because there's nothing like the timeline jumping when your event is happening. There's no more, there's not going to be a time where you're going to get more engagement and just more more casual online Twitter and Instagram fans tuning in for it. You know what I'm saying? And that definitely can turn over to more folks also buying your pay-per-views. You know what I'm saying? Because when people go on YouTube, they're clicking on it for free over and over again. The same person might watch the same battle 2, 3, 4 times. So that 1 million views is really probably a quarter million people. You know what I'm saying? In reality. But if you've got whatever, a 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 people buying your pay-per-views, like those are real life purchases. You know what I'm saying? And a way to get people more. Could you imagine you on a timeline? The first two battles are happening, and people are like, "Yo, this event is lit. It's crazy." Da, 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 da. And you didn't get the pay per view. You might be like, "Oh, hold up, man. Let me get this thing now before we get to the main event." You know what I'm saying? Because I don't care. YouTube or VOD, it just don't got that excitement or thrill for me, man. Like I'm not inclined to, like I don't really care. Like if just like with Hollow and Ill Will. I saw it on a pay-per-view. I saw it live. You know what I'm saying? I went back, I watched it one time. It's on YouTube now. Okay, cool. You know what I mean? But I like the live thrill of it for the sakes of, doing the show and recapping it and stuff like that. I'll watch it again on the VOD, that the same night
Now,
or the next morning.
there's a level of
At
gravity
minimum.
that you capture with the entire community and everybody on social media watching the event all at once, right? Because
Yeah.
like we already mentioned it, like the timeline is jumping. Everybody is getting their memes, their tweets, their updates, their thoughts, their takes.
Yep.
Now with the newfound technology that we have, obviously Caffeine, YouTube
Hmm.
Live, Twitter Spaces, and all that. Like there's enough
Discord parties.
Discord party. There's enough things going on for people to want to talk about what they just witnessed. And more importantly, there's a level of momentum that's experienced between
Yeah.
watching an event live. Like when Big K had that crazy first round against A Ward, like, and when he hit him with the first time I got a gun, I
Yeah.
shot
Yeah.
something, right?
Yeah.
And the room exploded. It felt like the timeline exploded. It felt like
Right.
everything broke for a minute. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you get that feeling if you watch this battle a day later and you're just hearing about the moment
France,
instead
I'm
of
gonna keep
actually.
it 100 with you, man.
Yeah.
We give that event a 9 out of 10 on Let's Talk Battle Rap.com.
Yes, we did.
If I'm watching that VOD 2 days later, a day later, I don't think I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? The same excitement is not going to be there, and you're going to be looking at it kind of like, huh? I don't know. Maybe this is an 8. You know what I'm saying? But that live experience, it definitely brought it up to a 9 out of 10 for me. You know what I'm saying? Like you just don't get the timeline is not going to be jumping like that if it's a day later or if it's just VOD. It's not going to have the same excitement. It's not going to have the same purpose. Like it's just not the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I think the VOD model, while it's been good for some folks over a period of time, I think that model in battle rap is dead, man. I think everything has to go live now. Like we're in the 21st century. It's 2023. Like you can go live at an instant on anything now. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the waiting for content. Them days are over, dog. Them days are over, man. Like, I don't know. Everything has to be live now, dog. Like, this whole VOD model for me, I can't wait. I don't want to wait for my content anymore. I'll pay. You know what I'm saying? Just give it to me live, man. I'll pay.
Yeah, man. Let's talk a little bit about the landscape of why we're now in this world where we don't want a VOD anymore. Like, why is VOD dead, right? Because 2019 URL does 8 pay-per-views, maybe 9 pay-per-views at most.
Yeah.
2020 Caffeine's birthed, right? They
Mm-hmm.
do 22 pay-per-views, or I'm sorry, 22 streams that 22 streams that
Crazy.
year, including obviously 2 tournaments and one-offs and
Right.
all that. But there's 22 live streams, right? That's 22 times you get to watch battle rap live from your house. The following year there's 20 events. Following year I think there's 10 or 11 events. So we're looking at about 50 to 52 events in the span of 3 years that was live and for
Mm-hmm.
free on Caffeine. Now, coincide across the street as well, you have Twitch, right? Who they did the Grand Prix and season 1, and they had to combine about 39 streams. If you also add the Pat Stay stream, I think it's about 39, 40 streams. So you get about a little over 90 pay-per-view streams, Vlad, in the span of 3 years. And almost all of it was free except the Pat Stay card. So just imagine what that does to the consumer now. That made all of us really want to enjoy battle rap from home. You know what I'm saying? It made us reluctant to want to pay for battles now because obviously we went so many years without paying for it. We've been reconditioned. The volume of events has been more than ever had been before.
Yeah.
And I want to also add iBattle to the mix because they grind these last couple of years too. Lex puts on 30 events a year. So he's had about 90 streams in 3 years. So if you're an iBattle fan, for God's sakes, you're a pig in mud.
you're up to your ears in battle, son.
You know what I'm saying? You're a pig in mud if you're an iBattle subscriber. So the point I'm getting at here is that the live experience has now overshadowed the idea of us waiting for a battle to drop. And I feel like we've seen it mostly in 2022. Like, I didn't see a lot of coverage for that To Live and Die in LA card, Civil War II,
Yeah.
the bricks. We were the only ones really covering the bricks for a while. The Chrome tournament didn't get a lot of coverage. Final exam card, it got some coverage, not an extensive amount, but it got some for sure. Same with a matter of fact, Closure 2, Vlad, great example. Closure 2, it was supposed to be pay-per-view that day. The RB's Closure 2 event was supposed to be pay-per-view, and it ended up being a VOD. 40 bars and it was drops in January. And everybody in media is recapping that event as if it was a brand new battle. And it's like, this battle's almost 3 months old, guys. Like, tell me you didn't cop the VOD without telling me. You didn't cop the VOD. You know what I'm saying? And, self-inflicted to URL, their app actually is in kind of VOD model, right? Because you have to wait for the battle to drop. So I also just feel like we're in a world now where people aren't consuming as much battles anymore. They're consuming battle rap content, but not battle rap battles so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're on Spaces. They're listening to you and me. They're listening to their favorite battle rapper that's become a media member. They're doing all this other stuff, but actually watching the battles that are out. So that's why I see the VOD model having such an impact from this explosion of just live events after live events after live events.
Yeah, we've definitely been conditioned to watch that, man. Just from Caffeine giving us all these free battles, from Twitch giving us that tournament. It's just like, okay, I can tune in on a Saturday. It's free. I'm here. I can be focused enough for 2.5 hours to get this dose of battle rap adrenaline. All right. If it's a VOD thing and I get to watch it on my own time, I might watch a battle here, I might watch a battle there, but there's so many distractions in the world right now that to sit down and go through all of those battles all at one time, like, it just doesn't happen. Like, it's not happening that way. And you can tell by what gets the traction. As much as people love all these free YouTube drops and this and that, nothing gets talked about more than when there's a live pay-per-view going on. That'll get the most attention. There's some dope battles that drop on YouTube all the time. You never see your top favorite personalities talking about them like that. You know what I'm saying? Hell, there's a whole scene going on in the UK where there's a whole revival of everything going on, but Ain't nobody on this side talking about it. You know what I'm saying? You have your underground battle leagues that drop dope battles all the time. Ain't nobody talking about it if it's not getting any traffic. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if it's not live and it's not the main cats, people are not going back and watching them. And you can tell just from your favorite personalities that drop content on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And they're the ones pushing for the YouTube. And there's mad content on YouTube that they ain't talking about.
I do want to say to the UK folks, there are some people out there watching, not a lot, you know what I'm saying, for sure. Because obviously, I remember at the panel, you had people like M. Lang, who was a panelist 2 times and was advocating for Bizzo Bond. So there is like a core amount of people that are watching it. Maybe the
I'm
people
saying
that,
from like the top 5 personalities that are out there on YouTube,
yeah,
I can guarantee you they have not covered one UK battle. As Gemini made his return back to battle rap. None of them even mention that. Like none of them even probably even know that that's going on right now. You know what I'm
no,
saying?
yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
I don't want to say nobody just because you and I tune in and everybody
Right,
else.
right, right. We
But I
know
get what
what's
you're
going
saying.
on.
Like the big fish, the highest viewed channels are probably not talking about it. In fact, in regards to the UK, they're not talking about a lot of battles that are on YouTube because at the end of the day, um, every league but URL still drops battles on YouTube. And in fact, Vlad, I'm glad you mentioned this. I brought this up here. Since the pandemic on YouTube, there's only been 6 battles to hit 1 million views.
Wow.
You know what I'm
Francis
saying?
ill stat of the week.
Well, I'm gonna say 6 because I'm just gonna project Cassidy and I'm sorry, Hitman and Easy to.
Yeah, I mean that's already at 900 something. So
Yeah, so
by the morning it'll probably be like a million.
it'll be in the middle. So that's part of the 6. But you have
Right.
Cassidy and Hitman, Hitman and Calico, Hitman and Easy,
Jeez.
Loaded Lux and Geechee, Murder Mook, Tay Rock, Hollow, and K Shine. Those are the only 6 battles that are gonna have 1 million views or more since the pandemic or battles dropping on YouTube. Three of these battles are on URL. 3 of these battles are with Hitman Holla. And let's take it a step further, right? Cassidy, mainstream artist. So we already know how Chicken Gang gives it up. Plus, he averages 3 million views in battle rap. Okay. Hitman Holla, the 4th highest view battle rapper in the world. K Shine and Hollow the Don and Tay Rock.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
they're also
Legends,
in the top
legends,
10
legends.
highest. Them the top 10 highest viewed of all time with 40 plus million views to their name. Then you got Murder Mook and Loaded Lux, who obviously are the gods of this, right? Who are the pioneers, who are the people that are most
Right.
connected globally when you think about battle rap and hip hop as well. And then Geechee Gotti, who's just the face of this era. You know what I'm saying? 3-time champion. So you look at these 1, 2, 3. Oh, shouts to Calico. Calico's also in the top 15 highest viewed. So when you look at Cassidy, Hitman, Calico, Loaded Lux, Murder Mook, Geechee, Tay Rock, Hollow, K Shine, and now Easy. Elite company for Easy to be around, by the way. Salute to the Easy, the
Absolutely.
block captain, for getting his first
Salute.
platinum battle when it hits, because at this moment it's not there, but it will be there.
Right.
The other 9 guys are are top 15 in views and a mainstream
Crazy.
artist, Vlad. So it's not like everybody can just get these views that everybody's garnering or thinking about. You know what I'm saying? Hollow and Ill Will dropped a couple of days later, and so they had 100,000 views in 2 days.
Yeah. Yo, it ain't easy, man. It ain't easy. And you would think it's free, right? Everyone's thinking, oh, everything should be doing a mill now, if you ain't got to pay for it because you got so many casual people that are watching this thing. You know what I'm saying? But I will gotta say, man, like people gonna hate to hear this, but with URL not being on YouTube, it affects the algorithm. I'm sorry, man. It really does, because when they drop, it just gets the ball rolling with everything else. Everybody eats more. The bloggers gonna eat, the content creators gonna eat, all the media personalities gonna eat. And I think that's why a lot of people are begging for URL to come back, because they know that if URL comes back, it's more chicken in their pockets, because next thing you know, it's like, oh, more suggestions. You know what I'm saying? More, check out this channel. This is related to that. And then the casual, hip hop fans, I don't want to say hip hop fans, rap music fans will tune in and stuff like that. So it just creates this domino effect. And URL not being there, it affects everybody. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's one of the big reasons why you see so many personalities asking for URL to come back, because they know, like, yo, man, it's affected everyone. You know what I'm saying? Like it's created this little vacuum. And people was like, oh, the first year they're gone. It's like, second year, Third year, it's like, yo, they're really not coming back, man. And it's like, as much as they hate, it's like, you're talking about something that's not on YouTube. So the people that are watching, they can't go and see it. You know what I'm saying? So it just slows everything down. You know what I mean? So it's like, boy, if they would have come back on a consistent basis, I'm telling you, man, the hate train might slow down just a little bit. You know what I mean?
I don't want to take credit for this because
Take your
I,
credit, man.
no. I want to retweet. I want to retweet. I was gonna steal it. It's gonna actually. I was gonna act like it was my thought, but I'm gonna shout it out.
Nah,
Actually,
give the credit. Give the credit.
yeah. At the damn truth mag, the shooter TD. You know what I'm saying? He's talking a little bit about a lot of the discussions of YouTube and apps, and he actually said what you just said about the algorithms. He said bloggers want YouTube releases because it helps their own channels grow. It's a giant algorithm play, and they have convinced you that if you are defending URL, it's equivalent to being compromised, which it definitely is possible. But being pro everything that is anti URL is its own type of compromised media to its degree.
Mm. Mm.
I wish
That boy
I
speaking the damn
wish
truth,
wish I
man.
could have took credit for it, but I'm not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm
Wait a
saying?
minute.
Wait a minute. I didn't tweet that. I should have tweeted it. It was mine. It was a great idea. I should have stolen. Nobody would have known. The tweet has one like. Wait a minute.
Oh my god, man. Yo, but he's right, man. He's absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? If you're gonna be everything that's anti quote unquote establishment, you in your own way are kind of sort of compromised. And people, man, man, shout out to everyone who hit me up behind the scenes. Cause friends, they always tell me, yo, what I like about you and France is that you guys give both sides of the perspective. You know what I'm saying? And we just keep it honest. You know what I mean? So it's like fools could think whatever they want. You know what I'm saying? Like fools could be like, oh, they're under the wing. Don't listen to them, blah, blah, blah. But it's like we're just giving both sides like two logical humans. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, you got the blogger with the lisp, and he's like, yo, Remy, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't think, these people are gonna save you, um URL. Like if you guys would just contact me, you know what I'm saying? Like just talk to me, give me information, this, that, and the third. I could help y'all, you know what I'm saying? So basically saying, like, yo, man, I'm for sale. I can be compromised if you just, you know what I'm saying, just talk to me. Please just communicate with me. I want to be compromised. And I'm like, dog, like
Everybody's
I
got
don't
a price.
understand these, man.
Every
Everybody's got a price for the $1 million man. And it's just like, but then they'll try to convince you that everyone else in the world is compromised while they're openly telling you, I want to be compromised. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, please, Remy, I can protect you from
I can
everyone
see.
being mad at your pay-per-view crashing and stuff like that. If you would just bring me into the fold. And I'm like, nah, man, like you're just outing yourself as you're ready to be compromised at the highest bidder. You know what I'm saying?
Here's my thing too, right? Like I feel like we are like attracted to this idea of like, what about the casual fan? Well, what exactly about the casual fan? Like, what is it like? Have you guys ever tried in real life to put somebody onto battle rap? This is
Oh,
ex- this is damn near a social experiment at this point. Like there is content to be made of you putting a table, bringing in people that's never watched the battle, and try to get them to watch the battle. You know what I'm saying? Because like the content within itself pigeonholes itself. It's so much puzzles and references and insiders. And there was that viral tweet that was like, to be a battle rap fan, you got to know how every gun works and
oh
every
yeah,
sports team and every
yeah.
reference and every superhero and every all that stuff because like it's very complex with all of the storylines, narratives, and history that you have to follow.
Right.
And there's decades worth of history still on YouTube. So like, why can't a casual fan first start with the history and get caught up to what exactly is going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. New people will come into the culture now. That's great. I want that too. But I definitely think they'll have a harder time following it as opposed to exploring what's out there already. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think you mentioned this to me, Vlad, when your son was born, and whenever he's ready to start listening to music, you're like, I'm gonna make sure I put him on all the classics and
Oh
teach
yeah,
him and
yeah.
show him the stuff that I listened to when I was growing up. But imagine if he comes out now and it's just like I'm gonna jam to Lil Uzi Vert and Lil TJ and
Oh
all that stuff,
gosh.
and he has no idea who like who LL Cool J is, or you know what I'm saying, or Rakim, and it's like, wait, I didn't start it from the foundation. And
Right.
it goes to other, it goes both ways because there's value in both. I'm not saying just because you came on to the scene now doesn't mean you can't go back, and just because you started with the past doesn't mean you can't get current. Both work. It's nuance in both, but
Right.
I don't
But
know.
but
It's
but
just like,
but but I mean, to keep it real though, it's like,
yeah,
unfortunately, the way our culture work is that we don't like to do the homework. You know what I'm
no,
saying? Which is
no,
sad. You know what I mean? Which is very, very sad. I mean, the guy has done great for himself, but I gotta call Easy out. You know what I'm saying? He's like, hip hop is all about killing N words and drug dealing. You know what I'm saying? No, that's that. Maybe current rap music, current popular rap music is, but not hip hop. The hip hop is the different elements. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop was born out of a spirit of positivity, a spirit of knowledge, a spirit of partying. You know what I'm saying? It didn't start out with I'm moving packs and busting gats. Like, no. And then you can't call that hip hop because you're not even talking about the breakdancing. You're not talking about, the style of clothing. You're not talking about the DJing. You're not
BD
talking about the
artists.
knowledge. You're not talking about the graffiti. You know what I'm saying? None of that. So it's like, so if you allow someone to think that this is what hip hop is, you're going to poison the mind of someone who doesn't know what it is, and they're just going to think all it is like the current state of drill music, or just like, a nasty negative music. You know what I'm saying? But that's not where the spirit came from. And granted, like, there's, someone like Nas, he tells stories of hood tales, and yes, there's drug dealing in entwined in there, and there's kill, but it's all in storytelling form. But he'll also give you all the knowledge, all the jewels, and all the upliftment also. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's all in there. You got to give the people the medicine with the the medicine and the candy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, if I was to start somebody off, like, you got to give them the history. But if you're just a casual fan that pops up, you're just going to see what's going on now. And, to circle things back around, back to Hitman Holla having, 3 of the last 6 battles that went platinum on YouTube. Yes, he's one of the guys. Like, he's up there. He's in the pantheon, but he's also on MTV every single day. So someone who's just super casual, who's already a fan of his, it's easy for them to just go and say, I like him anyway. I'm going to tune in and see what's going on. And they'll probably follow what Hitman does, or, whatever YouTube recommends from there and stuff like that. But this culture is such a niche culture that you're only going to get the hardcore of the hardcore that's going to tune in, that's going to commit to this culture, want to pay for this culture over and over again. You know what I'm saying? The YouTube person, they'll pop in here and there and stuff like that. They'll check it out. But at the end of the day, man, it takes a lot to commit to this culture, dog. Like, it's so deep, man. And it's not
You
like music where you could put on a jam, drive to it, and just like, you'll hear it
right,
here, you'll hear it there, you'll hear it at
right,
Starbucks, you'll hear it
right.
at the gas station. Like, it doesn't play out like that. Like, you have to seek it
Yo,
out. You know what I'm saying?
you mentioning the music aspect of it. It makes me think about when Verbal Warzone like had that
Oh,
event in
yeah.
November of 2000, I think 18 or 19. I don't forgot what year it was when Cortez battled Butter from the Block.
Right.
I
Yeah.
remember
And
2018.
Bill Collector and Dre
Bruh,
Dennis.
yeah, it was 2018. Bruh, that event, like, it went viral on a lot of social media. And it made me almost wonder if there's a world for like on beat battles to just be listened to by just casual like fans, and it can be digested. It can be on all the DSPs because a lot of the Verbal Warzone talent that was battling like vets
Yeah.
they're battle rappers, but they're not necessarily a cappella battle rappers more as they
Right.
are on beat battle rappers, like that dude that battled Mickey Fax.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
I
yeah,
forget
yeah, yeah. Oh man, what's my man's name?
his brother's name right now. I'm blanking. Uh,
I know who you're talking about, the light skinned dude.
Cash Bills.
Cash
So
Bills, yes.
yeah, so Cash Bills.
Kind of got
Um,
out on Mickey too, man. I was surprised.
one day we gonna spin the block and tell the
Hey,
truth about what happened to Mickey
shout out
Fax
to
in that battle.
Pendulum. Shout out to Pendulum Inc. You know what I'm saying? And all the good things that the brothers, Mickey Fax
Yeah,
and Chilla Jones are doing, and all the graduates, salute to all of you guys. Cash Bills kind of got out on
yeah,
you, though, brother.
Yeah, so you saying the music, I remember when that happened, I was like, yo, can Rebel Warzone change the game and find a way to like have people just listen to the battles? Because like I was sharing the Cortez and Butter from the Block battle with people that didn't watch battle rap, and they were able to love it so much because it's just how much Cortez was gliding on the beat. You know what I'm
Yeah, yeah.
saying? And it kind of eliminates the idea of like all the angles and storylines and insiders, and it just gets to the essence of cadence, pockets, punchlines. You know what
And
I'm
don't forget,
saying?
you got a familiar beat that you already love, or or a brand new hypnotizing beat that you may not have heard of before, but makes it so much easier.
Performance is still factored in, but these are battles you can listen to. You know, a
Yeah.
lot of times there aren't battles that you could just listen to and go around and shit. So whatever. I definitely thought about Rebel Warzone. I wish it would have took off. But I want to take the time to say I tweeted out on Saturday, if you're going to introduce someone to battle rap for the first time, which battle would you show them? And just want to hear some of these responses. We got
Let's go.
over. I'm not gonna read them all because we have over 300 responses, but let's go over some of these quote tweets here. Somebody here says JC versus Chilla. We got a Rum Nitty versus Av. Charlie Cruz versus Tay Rock 2. Seth versus Hitman. Highest we battle on URL. K Sean versus Verb. Oh, that's a wild way to introduce Verb to somebody. Rex versus Young Ill. Another Suicide versus Hitman. Guntie versus NWX. Loaded Lux versus Calico. T-Rex versus Young Ill. Seth versus Conceited. JC and Chilla again. Daylight versus Clips. Chess versus Easy. Beat Out versus Saga. Surf versus Geechee. Nitty versus Av. What else? I'm reading a couple more. Bridge versus Loso. Oh, why would you do Loso like that? Why would you introduce Loso like that, man? Damn, that hurts. Pass versus K Shine. Pat Stay versus Shotgun Suge. Good choice.
Anybody got no KOTD battles?
Haven't seen it. Haven't seen any yet. Let me keep scrolling. Let's see.
Man.
Arsenal versus Conceited. That was a big gateway for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Let me scroll till I find the king of the dot battle. Here we go. Here's one. Daylight versus Chilla.
Oh, okay.
Had to scroll for that one.
Like
Here's another one. Frack versus Disaster. Conceited versus Big Magic. All right, so a couple more. Torque versus JC. Rum versus Iron. Somebody dropped the whole list here.
Oh, okay. All right. Enough.
God damn, I said one.
Enough.
Yeah, all right. My point is, right? Okay, one, the entire list of battles that somebody can use to convert or introduce someone to battle rap are available on the internet for you to show somebody. And two, a lot of the battles that were listed here are not battles I would show to somebody, Vlad. A lot of these battles are very intricate and very long.
I would show them. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. Clips versus Rock 1, so easy to digest, and it's just like you're watching somebody just completely master the art of battle rapping, and it's so simple. You know what I'm saying? That it's an easy starting point. You know what I'm saying? The punchlines are easy to digest. It's funny. You know what I'm saying? It's witty when it has to be, and it is so consumable. You know what I'm saying? I would start off with Clips and Rock 1. Just for like the super casual person who just has no clue, they can sit there and watch it like it's almost like it's a sitcom almost. You know what I'm saying? It's just that easy to present to somebody.
I used to start with Iron Solomon versus Math Hoffa with a lot of people. That's a good one. I definitely Verb and Hollow was another one.
Little Matthew.
Yeah, those are good ones.
It seems like Math's biggest battle right now is Charleston White, man. Good grief. Who's winning that battle, man? 1-1? 1-1?
I plead the fifth, unlike some people. I'm gonna just leave it there.
1-1?
Why'd you bring it up?
Why is he engaging that cat? Yeah. Why is he engaging Charleston White? Yo?
We did so good, man. We did so good on this pod.
Charleston ain't gonna stop, dog. This is gonna be he's gonna have to battle him all year, man. You seen his views drop? Son, algorithm police are not happy with that brother, man.
No, it's getting real serious over there. I'm not going to
because Math was like drop a video. It's like 900,000 in 3 days, 700,000. So I was looking at these shows. I was like, what? 10,000, 12,000, 60,000. Oh man. Should have
Big
left that brother alone, son.
big sigh. Good
Yeah, and
luck.
that just goes to show you, let's circle back around, right? This is a learning point. This is why URL has their own app, because at any given point in time, YouTube could decide we're going to put the cuffs on you. We're going to limit your views, and you're not going to be able to get your content out to as many people as you want to. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing that you can do about it. And then what happens? You know what I'm saying? Then people start going, well, look at their views. Now they only doing 100,000. You know what I'm saying? They used to be doing 7, 8 on whatever each battle. And it's like now Math got to fight off all this stuff, get his views back up. They did the same thing to Kwame Brown. Like when you're on someone else's platform, they can control how many eyes get to see you at any given point in time. And you don't want to leave yourself open to someone having so much control over your content. This is why URL has an app, and this is why I'll never be mad at them for having an app. This is why we have our own website, because at any given time, whatever we want to put on let's talk battle there's no one that can stop us. You know what I'm saying? The bill is paid for the next 2 years, and we can drop whatever we want to drop on it. There's nobody to stop us. You know what I mean? So it's like, this is why URL has their own app. You don't think Math is looking around going, yo, son, what's going on with my views, son? Like, what's happening here? You know what I'm saying? And guess what? Them checks going to look smaller and smaller from YouTube, because I ain't getting a million views for right now. You know what I'm saying? But should have left that brother alone, man.
Left that brother alone.
Mm,
Word.
mm.
Oof, man.
So there's always a learning point, man. I know I might take us on a detour, but I'm gonna bring it back. Francis was like, please.
No, man.
Please.
I you know me. You put me on everything because I had told you I had actively been avoiding it because I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna leave
How
it
could
alone.
you miss it? How could you avoid it?
I couldn't miss it. I was choosing to miss it. You know, it was all in my face. Pause.
Oh man. Yeah, man. Like that's what I'm saying. That's why it's important to have your own platform. That's why I gotta salute Lex for having his own platform. When YouTube decided that SoCon and AWARD shouldn't be monetized, guess what? It's already been fully monetized on his own platform. And if YouTube wanted to take it off air, then it still has a place to live. You know what I'm saying? What if YouTube decided, yo, URL, 3 people decided to put strikes against you, and now we got to take your channel down. Now, granted, I'm pretty sure URL has enough hookups with YouTube where they can figure something out, you know what I'm saying, and make it work. But your channels are still open to get striked no matter who you are and get taken down. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
Look,
pretty
man,
vulnerable, dog.
They've planted the seed about YouTube since 2017. You can go as far as back to 2017, where they're mentioning like things are changing on YouTube. You can also pinpoint if you're a content creator, you can just follow stuff on YouTube of like the CEO over time enforcing stricter rules for the content creators, because they were kind of like tugged in the middle where it's like they weren't they made the rules too strict so content creators were suffering, but it wasn't strict enough where the people felt like there wasn't a lot of vulgarity being reprimanded. And obviously now the CEO left and they're allowing a little bit more profanity on videos or
money, dog.
You know what I'm saying? They're allowing the person that actually ran YouTube TV is now the person that's taking over because of it. So but
come back and start cussing. We miss y'all.
You know, I
drop all the N-bombs you want. We don't care.
I definitely think though, to put a ribbon on the YouTube, because I've been talking about this now for 2 weeks, and I would love to leave this in the past, guys, just for a little bit. But to put a ribbon on it for URL, I'll say this much: they do have a channel with 1 million subscribers. Don't let it go dormant. You know what I'm saying? You could put highlights up there, put a round up there. You could definitely utilize that platform to continuously convert people over to the app. Like, don't just let it sit there. You know what I'm saying? And for everybody else that really wants YouTube and loves battle rap, support every other league that's out there that still uses YouTube, because every other league still does.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I wouldn't want to see like one round of a battle, But a highlight
Highlights,
reel
highlights.
for each event or something like that, that would be fire because you get the best of the best, and it makes you want to see more. You know what I'm saying? If it's just one round from a battle, like I don't
Like
think I
back in
think
the
that's
day.
kind of like I think that's kind of like going backwards. You know what I'm saying? But a highlight reel would definitely be dope. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, a certain league owner was out there like, I hope these guys don't go back to dropping one round at a time. That would be moving backwards. So it's like, you got to play chess, man. They're dropping it into people's heads that if this happens, it's moving backwards. So bypass that if you're URL, man. Drop that highlight reel. All jokes aside, like a highlight reel would definitely be better because you get to give exposure to all of the MCs that are on that event and not just two artists. You know what I'm saying? Because if the whole oh, they're not giving people enough exposure and we care so much about the artists that we want to see them all get maximum exposure, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like that would be the best way to give all the artists exposure. You know what I'm saying? Because if you just pick the best battle or the best round, then it's still only giving two people exposure, and everyone else will get to say, well, I'm only on the app and I need to be seen more. You know what I'm saying? And you got to give a highlight reel, man. And for you artists out there, you got to decide, you want that bag or do you want that YouTube exposure? Because for so long, the reason why we didn't see Jazz the Rapper was because she said no one can meet my price, and I'm not coming out until I get that price. And we saw on the league, what, 3 times last year, something like that, friends? They met that price. You know what I mean? So, but now it's just kind of like, oh, what about the YouTube? But I'm like, but you know what you signed up for. You know what I'm saying? So do you want that bread or do you want those YouTube eyes? You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Like,
it's
what's
a
up?
lot.
Pick a set, man. Like Averb says on the set. What set
Yeah,
you claiming, fool? What set
a
you
lot.
claiming?
A lot of the battlers chimed in, and Ace Amin went live, and I particularly liked this live because a lot of it was kind of just like separating the nuance between what Easy did and why it was beneficial for him. But if
Yeah.
everybody's not willing to work at the capacity of Easy, then it might not work for you because what you're sacrificing with visibility, you're getting in a much bigger lump sum of money. So if you had two choices between being visible and getting a bigger lump sum of money, what do you decide for the type of person that you are? If you know that you're not going to market, you can take that lump sum of money and bring the visibility to yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you want the visibility that bad because you feel like it could boost you, but you're willing to take less money for it in the opportunity of the exposure, bringing in more, dividends returns for yourself, more lucrative returns as well in other areas, not just financially, then yeah, then you go that route as well. But even Geechee's, I think we were talking about it right before we went on air. Geechee went live. It's been a few weeks since Geechee's gone live. And Geechee said himself, you can't choose Easy's path and not do it the way he did
Yeah.
it. So
Now
if
that boy
you're
worked, man. He worked. He worked
yes,
every single avenue,
yes,
every angle of this battle rap thing, this rap thing. Like he put himself in acting classes. He put himself out there to do all this stuff. He did the bar reviews. He was recapping. He had multiple caffeine shows. Put a studio in his own crib. Like he invested in himself. Like he's not sitting around waiting for anyone to give him an opportunity. And I think if people think that, you're going to sign on to any one of these companies and they're just going to put you in a movie or put you in a studio with it, that's not what they're for. They're here to promote battle rappers and promote you to the forefront of battle rap. And then what you do after that is what you do. Remy might be a little different. You know what I'm saying? Like her taking on Easy as a client, I can see her saying, hey, Mona Scott, this is my client, or hey, such and such movie producer, this is my client. Look, she doesn't have the time to do that with everyone. You know what I'm saying? But if you're a special case and, you're working super hard and you're putting yourself out there, she seems to be the person who's like, hey, I can try to usher you into other avenues. You know what I'm saying? She's a rare case. She's a special case, but like everyone else is just like, yo, We're here to promote battle rap, and this is what we know well, and this is what we can offer you, and this is how we can propel you forward. Everything else is on you. So it depends what kind of person you are. You know what I'm saying? If you got the tenacity to go out there and get it, use that, man, and parlay that promotion into something else. But if not, get that bread.
Well said, Vlad. Well said. It's a lot of grounds to cover with this.
A lot, man. A lot. So many nuances to this thing, man.
Yeah, man. Ultimately, I don't think this whole conversation is app versus YouTube. I think it's more live versus VOD. I think it's a talent thing, and I think it's a marketing and branding thing. Like that's the real, like the surface level is just the distribution platforms that everybody sees. But beyond the surface level of the distribution platforms lies the talent, opportunity, and the level of effort that goes into both things in a timely manner of all of it. Because I just don't see a world where a lot of people are willing to work as hard as Easy, also get all the same opportunities that Easy got, and also excel in all of them. Because at any moment, at any
You would
at
have
any
fumbled the
moment,
ball. Oh,
at any moment in his run, if he fumbles the ball, like something changes. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Something could have changed. You know, you see, he's still an immense talent and works hard, so maybe he'll be able to take care of things. But that's the point I'm getting at. You know what I'm saying? All it takes is that one moment, and like all the momentum you built for yourself after that one giant loss just like plummets, and you're like back to like working at it, which is just it's asinine that it's like that sometimes. But we're very fickle as a culture. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. Live versus VOD. I'm taking live anytime, bro. Any day. Any day.
Me too, man. Me too. And speaking of live, you know what I'm saying? We do obviously have some announcements that was made. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
We got an announcement that there will be another live event over at RBE, Divide and Conquer 2. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
They executed the theme of their event throughout the last 5 weeks very well, and I can't wait to see who is in the blue. Hold on, let me get the lighting right. Look at this. Now we in the blue room. Let me get the lighting right. Now we in the blue room.
Yo, you a wild ball, man.
So RV drops a RV drops a flyer.
Fran's gonna bring the honeys over. RBE, RBE, RBE. Redbone Entertainment. RBE, RBE.
They dropped the flyer.
If y'all not watching this on YouTube, then you won't understand what's happening right now. So go check it out on YouTube at the 1 hour and 6 minutes, 7 minute mark.
Come over to YouTube. Come over to YouTube and laugh with us. Come over to YouTube and laugh with us. So 3 days ago, we got a flyer update from ARP. The picture of the flyer has a goat on the left-hand side, and it has somebody in a hoodie. You can't see their face. But you can see their hand, and they had a finger pointed up to their mouth saying "shh."
It's not a dark skinned hand either.
I thought the same thing too, Vlad. And you know what? I found some breadcrumbs. So before I get to the breadcrumbs that I found, and so I can make an educated guess on who I think is behind these two graphics, this teaser graphic. Tell me, what did you think when you saw all of this?
I mean, if I see goat, there's only a few people you really think about when you think goat. He just had goat gang. I mean, he just had Hollow, so it's like, all right, we can scrap that. I don't think Hollow's going back to back like that. It's just not how he does business. You know what I'm saying? But you could think of Lux, like you said, Goat Gang. You could think of Cass. Cass hasn't been on that platform in a hot minute. You could think of Mook. Mook has done business with him already and gave him his is that his highest? No, his first million, right? That was the first million, right? With Verb. Who else you could think of? Clips, you know what I'm saying? Clips is a goat, you know what I mean? The list is those are the four people that came to my mind, man. Lux, you know what I mean? Mook, Cass, and Clips. Those are the four that I thought of.
I'm glad you said those names. All worthy. All those names are somebody's GOAT in this world. But beyond speculating the GOAT, I stopped to say, wait a minute here.
Have I seen this picture before? Picture.
You know what I'm saying? I definitely peep what you
Can
just
you
said about
Google reverse that picture?
I'm gonna leave that alone. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave that alone.
Wait a minute.
No, but
I
at
know
the
that
end,
hand.
but at the end of the Ill Will and Hollow battle, listen to this. Listen to this brief audio of the trailer for Divide and Conquer 2.
Of those three fades, you can't duck all three.
You hear ARP's voice saying, out of those three fades, you can't duck all three.
Okay.
And early in February, right after Divide and Conquer 1, ARP went live, right? And in ARP's live, he mentioned
Well, you don't
that,
miss nothing, boy.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, it's my job, man.
I know, man. Listen, man, I work with you. We've been working together since 2018, and I still be like, you miss nothing. But go ahead, don't play it. My bad.
Yeah, man. I mean, listen, man, I take the craft very serious as the reporter / journalist / content creator that I am, media member that I am. This has become a full-time opportunity for your boy. So I'm trying to make this as lucrative as possible for myself, you, and everybody around. So I have to work hard, Vlad.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We crack the jokes. The jokes is all funny games, but as long as I get the facts, the stats, and the reporting right, and the research,
that matters, baby.
I stay ahead of the curve of everybody. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
It's very easy to get ahead of everybody here. Nobody researches. Nobody uses facts. Nobody
reads.
Yeah, like so it's almost too easy some days. But
hence why we're the only platform that gives you something to read. Log on to letstalkbattlerap.com. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Make
you
yourself smarter.
And we don't use our powers for clout or you know what I'm saying.
Hello.
So, okay, but ARP goes live after Divide and Conquer 1. And he's mentioning that he has spoken to Murder Mook's manager, Van. Salute to Van, you know what I'm saying? Me and Van chop it up from time to time. And that he said that he's already on the phone negotiating with Van because he wants to do a multi-battle deal with Murder Mook. He was saying that he wanted to do a 4-battle deal. And in that 4-battle deal, the names that he mentioned was Holla the Don, Ill Will, Big K, and Hitman Holla. And here's a quote directly from ARP where he says, I think you're scared of 3 of these 4 names. We saw you do it in the Irving Plaza, but can you do it in the Blue Room? So like ARP had this like real challenging voice when he kind of mentioned this in that live. And interestingly enough, he took the live down, I believe, later on that day or the next day. Like it was down for a while. And I was like, thank God I grabbed those quotes when he did it because like, you know, it's a really interesting report. He puts this live back up the day after Will and Hollow. And I'm like, So this is the exact same quote from that Murder Mook live about contacting Mook about a multi-battle deal. We know the 4 names that he was interested in offering to Murder Mook. And you mentioned it, Vlad, this flyer, that hand, kind of I don't know, man. It's kind of light. Kind of light. And if I had to put my guesstimate hat on, I think we will be seeing Murder Mook versus Big K on Divide and Conquer 2.
Hello. And you know, if you do enough homework, because remember when he had that one card and he had all the puzzle pieces to the rappers and stuff like that, and some of them, like people were able to guess them out the gate, you know what I'm saying? So you guys can go do your homework, look at old flyers, see some pictures, try to match things up, but don't be surprised though. Don't be surprised.
Again, this is just me putting all the context clues together from
right. We're not saying that this is what the battle is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
I'm just saying if I had to guess who's behind these 2 flyers, that's my guess. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want nobody saying, "Oh, you ruined my main event."
Yeah, right. Hands in the air.
Guessing here, man.
We're just guessing with the breadcrumbs you left behind for us.
Right, exactly.
In the words of Jay Black, if you pay enough attention, all the matches are right in front of you sometimes.
Right.
You know yep. All the time. So Vlad, is my guesstimate wild? And more importantly, do you need or like my guesstimate?
All right. If we get the Big K that we got versus A-Ward versus Larry Bird, I'm here for if we get that performance.
Turn the light off, man. It's getting really blue in this bitch. Huh? Now we in the blue room for real.
Listen, man, if we get that Big K, that'll be something special. because now you just letting Mook rap. You know what I'm saying? I feel like with Irving Plaza, Mook did what he had to do to win. You know what I'm saying? He got New York behind him. He did just enough lyricism, gave you like the easy content, gave you some commercial stuff, and it was rocked the stage and got up out of there with a clear victory. Fantastic. Entertained from beginning to end. Now you put him back in a room where he can go back to, his original format and just give you that straight gutter, that straight raw, that straight lyricism, that work that we've known and loved from Mook from back in the Smack days and stuff like that. And you giving him a white man to battle? Oh my gosh! For the first time since Iron Solomon, you giving him a ghetto white man to battle. This could go any which way. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we know Mook, man. Like, there's always content, man, within content, within content with his lyrics. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you give him a chance to go, not that he has that history with Big K like that, but you give him an opportunity to get in that Tay Rock bag, you know what I'm saying, where he can just rhyme his ass off, man, and he can create content out of stuff. This is what's fantastic. That's why I'm saying, like, if it is Big K, he gets a chance to battle a ghetto ass white dude, and he can take that content any which way and form a story that he wants to and give you them bars, man. And like I said, if we get that Big K that we saw versus Larry Bird, oh my goodness, man. Like, it could be something special. You know what I mean?
Big K was smoking on that Larry Bird pack.
Ooh, put that down, player. Kids are watching.
It's just a picture of Larry Bird,
Nah, I'm just messing around, but man, that version of the battle, I do like that version of the battle. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like with Big K, he
Yeah.
backed himself into a corner now. You can't go back and just give us, a minute and 45 worth of content, one good round, and then jump in that Tesla for the other 2 rounds, because like, people are not gonna accept that anymore. Not after you showed us that you still can deliver this content, and he's had time off since the last battle, and he didn't have to turn around and battle Mook, 3 weeks later or nothing like that. So, he gets a chance to recharge the batteries and be the best version of himself. So for him, I'm not gonna cut him any slack. I'm expecting nothing less than what he gave us versus A Ward. Like.
Yeah, I would love if that battle was to be the battle for Divide and Conquer too, just because you would get to see Murder Mook back in that Tay Rock ish kind of element where he could just
Yeah.
rap. Like you mentioned, there's not a lot of personals between him and Big K. If that was the battle, like there was between him and Rock, but in the Rock battle, he was doing so much scheming,
So much, dog. It's crazy.
It just lets me know that he can center that focus like yet again in a room that's going to
Yeah.
appreciate and listen to him in that capacity, as opposed to him having to try to perform and be dynamic on the stage. Because I still laugh at this day when at the press conference with Mook, when I'm just like, oh, do I gotta dance?
Yes, you
Yeah,
do.
you do. I
You
love when
do.
the battle rappers is like, I ain't dancing out there performing, and then when they
And they
dance,
start
people
dancing,
love
yeah.
it.
Look
So
at Cassidy, man. Cassidy, I don't gotta do none of this. Your man took out a invisible Spalding and dunk and broke the building in half, man. You know what I'm
remember,
saying?
I was like, I ain't doing none of that dancing shit, and it's like it's the polo to my body, and like just dance.
Word.
Just we want to be entertained. So the point
Nah,
is,
man.
he doesn't have to
Mhm.
do that. He gets to just rap, and look, man. I know people um either love or hate Big K, no in between. Sometimes, right? There's people that that are blocked by him and that are upset that they're blocked by him. People that feel triggered by him. You know what I'm saying? He has a eat shit nerd attitude, so he don't give a fuck about what none of you guys think. And I gotta rub people the wrong way sometimes. I get it, but if we're being objective, lad, he's one of the most decorated guys. Like, can I just read some of his resume? I
Let's
always
go,
love doing
player,
this
man.
because the man has
Time to get
battled.
ill, man. Give us some ill stats.
Bro, the man has battled Charlie Clips, Geechee Gotti, Rum Nitty, Head Ice, Iron Solomon, Calico, John the Don, Pass, Old Red, Pat Stay, rest in peace, JC, Ilmac Thesaurus, Head Ice, Arsenal, Aver, Math, Ill Will, Conceited, Danny Myers, Prime B Magic. Should I keep it going?
I'm
Shotgun
gonna keep it
Shug,
going.
Shotgun Shug, Reed Dollars. Let's get a little bit more esoteric. Jada Nightwing, right? X Factor, Detroit legend. A-Ward just now just passed. Mac Myron, like this man's resume is legitimately
He's
special.
battled every kind of rapper, man. He's battled every kind of rapper. And, you know, truth be told, man, he's one of the best when he's applying himself. So this is one of those, if it is this battle, he has to show up for this battle. You know what I'm saying? Like, not everybody gets to battle Mook. You know what I mean? So got to take full advantage of this. And not only that too, it's like with Big K, you know, you see with a lot of these guys who's been around for a while, like you start to think about legacy, you know, and like, what do you want your legacy to be? How do you want to be remembered? You know, and you know, he's seen more battles than he will see, you know. So it's like, how do you want to be remembered? You know, this is perfect opportunity to go to war with with one of the greatest ever, man. Like this should be a dogfight if this
I
is
feel
the
like
battle.
I just sold myself on this dream, and at this point, if it's not this battle, I'm gonna be disappointed now. I'm gonna be disappointed. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you, man. I
Yeah,
hear
no,
you, player.
I definitely think we'll see Mook. If not Mook, I think we're due for a Cassidy return. You know what I'm saying? Cassidy has definitely
Right.
been lingering, saying he's going to be back battling this year. He wants to be active, battle 3 times this year. So we'll
Yeah.
see, man. We'll see. We will see.
We're gonna get Cass versus 40 Cal.
Tell you what, though, I still think that's a white hand. You know what I'm saying? So,
I'll tell you, it's not a dark skin hand. That's all I'm saying, man.
so I feel pretty good about my guess.
And the quality of that flyer, there ain't enough Photoshop going on in there to be changing the hand color. You know what I'm saying, man? So, I don't know.
Well, we did talk about it last week with Kings and Queens 4 around the corner, but it's
Yes,
only
sir.
right, I guess, now we actually put our lightning speed predictions to close the
Let's
pod.
go. Let's go.
Again, I want to say we mentioned it last week, so if you want to hear some more in-depth analysis on our thoughts of the battles, check out last week's pod. It's available on all streaming platforms and YouTube. But
Yes,
this
sir.
time, we're just going to go through lightning round and just make our picks before we call it a night.
Let's do it.
So we got the main event. First announcement.
What's wrong with you?
Tay Rock versus Miss Hustle.
Tay Rocks. Yo, shout out Piper Boy, man. I'm sorry, man. I was watching a couple of his blogs, man, before the show. Man.
Nah, you know, I met
the Piper Spirit, man. Shout out to him, man. You know, he's a funny dude, man. He's very entertaining, yo.
I met Piper Boy at homecoming for the first time, and there's a lot of mutual respect there. He's donated to the Cash App before. He's read some articles. Talked about some news, so salute to him. But Tay Rock versus Miss Hustle, I made that face because I'm just like, a couple years ago, this battle could have got wild, lad.
This battle wouldn't have happened a couple of years ago, man. This battle would have went viral for all the wrong reasons, man. This would have been the topic of all the podcast fodder. See, this is why black men and black women can't get along. You know what I'm saying? All the relationship, all the thoughts turned podcast hosts would have been on this joint, man. Like, it would have been crazy, man. I know, like, listen, man, battle rap is who do I have? Listen, a couple of these women are gonna have to win these battles, right? It never goes completely male sweeping everything.
Nah, it's never just, right.
And it's going by the caffeine votes.
Right.
I'm gonna say Miss Hustle is gonna win the votes. How you like that answer?
I'll take it. I raise you. Miss Hustle's going to win the votes with, I got Miss Hustle 2-1.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
I've been live for 5 of her last 6 performances. You know what I'm saying? Only one I didn't get a chance to see was her and Sheed. I wasn't there for that. But, LTBR was in the building for her and JC. We were covering the card. So, between the Couture battle, Vixen battle, Sheed battle, obviously now there's my verse battle that I got to watch in person. It just dropped on the URL app, to go ahead and check that out. And her battle with Shuni. Miss Hustle's in her prime right now, bro. Yeah. Like this is the best she's ever been in her career. She's done a complete 180 from how I felt about her body of work 2 years ago, and it's like no, now she's outside. Now she's got the accolades. Now she's got more main events. Now she's gotten the smoke with much more names, and
She's
and
executing too.
she and executing and getting better, rampant performance, more punchlines, heavier punchline. Like it's all just coming together, and this is like this is the best she's ever been. 13 years later into the game, this is not her apex, which is crazy. And for Rock, I love the longevity of his consistency. He was just #2 champion of the year. He easily could have been somebody's champion of the year. So Rock is still at that really special pinnacle of his career. And more importantly, I feel like both of them have gotten over what negative feelings was once harbored there between them. And because of that, I feel like they're both going to be able to say, let's just rap. And Miss Hustle even said that on DNA's show. Like, I'm just to beat Tay Rock's 50th battle is an honor for her. She just wants to rap. And because of that, I feel like there's a real motivated, competitive spirit. And I like what Miss Hustle's been doing lately more than Rock. So,
but be prepared for anything. That's what I would say. Be prepared for anything. We know in Miss Hustle's battles, man, she's been known to bring out people. If somebody comes out on this stage, you're going to have all the security up there. I'll tell you that much, man. If she brings out a special guest on that stage, security better be on deck, man, because it could go all sorts of left. But, these are two consummate professionals. So, I'm hoping at this stage, I don't get crazy like that. But this is battle rap. You never know what to expect, man.
all right, let's move mosey along here. DNA versus KCJ.
Mosey along. I don't think DNA is just gonna find a way to win, man. He's just gonna will himself to a victory. I got DNA winning this battle 2-1. I think we're gonna get a fantastic round from KCJ. But DNA is he's just gonna will himself to a victory in this battle.
I'm gonna have a little conflicted answer. I'm not trying to be politically correct here because I agree with everything you just said. DNA finds a way to always win these battles, and his track record on Caffeine is impeccable. And I love when he puts himself in position to get these battles. They're on these cards, and you see DNA on these premier cards.
I mean, he willed this battle to happen. Like he campaigned for this battle. He forced this battle to happen, and it's happening now.
He is a hustler with the immense work ethic of is unparalleled, man. His battle rap podcast, the wrestling podcast, this management, so much. I could just keep praising him. But back to the battle. DNA should win, but is it wrong that I'm kind of rooting for KCJ because I felt like after that Arsenal battle, it's weird, right? Because like every time she beats one of the guys on URL, it's out of her control, but the track record is there. Prep choke, twerk choke. Swamp was
Arsenal pulled out his phone.
I don't think Swamp choked. I think he just had a lackluster performance. But Arsenal choked. And Averb. All right, so Arsenal, Averb and Swamp, she beat them all the way. You know what I'm saying? The other three guys had some massive turbulence. So I personally have a ton of respect for KCJ because a win is a win no matter how you get it. And that's out of your control. Right. But I feel like there's been a lot of people that kind of are still questioning what she can or can't do on the stage with certain competitors. They try to take away from her wins because her opponents are choking. And I don't buy into none of that. I'm here to say I don't buy into none of those narratives. And when I saw what she did to Arsenal that day live in my face and she ran around with Jazz and they screaming and
she stepped the game up in that battle.
Like there was just like such joy in that. And I feel like she wants to experience that again. She said DNA is her toughest challenge. I'm sorry, man. I'm rooting for Casey. I know DNA's gonna win, but I kind of want to see Casey win. That's what I'm saying. That's just me.
Now, are you rooting or are you putting your name on it, man? You putting that on the set?
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put an individual FanDuel ticket on DNA. But I'm gonna do a separate ticket with a parlay, and I'm gonna put KCJ in my parlay. You know what I'm saying?
This is betting degenerate, man.
The bettors out there, you know what's going on.
Straight degenerate, son.
Straight degenerate. And you know, I want to apologize. If I don't believe that narrative people say about KCJ, I shouldn't even breathe it into existence. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna just say this. I respect the fuck out of KCJ. I can't wait to see her work. And Let's see what happens when DNA looks into the eyes of Medusa. Medusa.
He's probably gonna wear shades, son.
That would be great. If he does that, he getting the first round off the rip. All right. Let's continue to mosey
He gonna
along.
wear the hypnotizing shades.
We got Shotgun Suge versus Shooting the Rapper, part 2.
This one is easy for we were actually at the first one, man, at the Queen of the Ring joint. It was a 1-rounder. I'm gonna make this quick and simple. I'm going with Shotgun Suge, just too consistent right now, just super focused. And this is not a narrative, but Shuni is known to fumble the pack. You know what I'm saying? And Shuni's gonna be dope. Sugar's gonna be dope, but Sugar's gonna be dope and clean through the battle. So this one was made easy for me. I'm going with Shotgun Suge.
I echo your sentiments. I'm just always gonna have a bit of a hard time with fully trusting that Shuni will be clean for all 3 rounds. And plus, even if she was, Shotgun Suge is still like in his ramped up Cody bag. So I love this mission that he's on. He didn't win it last year. Put his head down and said, I'm just gonna keep working. And salute to Shotgun Suge.
France.
Yeah, so it's salute to Shotgun Suge, Mister. I know France don't like me. Yo, I know France
he don't like me.
I know he don't like me. Suge, I don't like you, Suge. I don't like you. For real.
Oh man, yo, whatever they call you.
What he say? That's what it was getting.
That's what it was getting. Whenever they call you that France N-word, whatever N-word is thrown at the end of your name, they harboring some sentiments, man. But Suge's our guy, man. But Suge's gonna win this battle. He's gonna win this battle. It's gonna be a fun, entertaining battle, though. I'll tell you that much. But Suge's gonna win this.
I concur, my friend. I concur. And I'll leave this battle for last because I want to go to Charlie Clips and Jazz next, actually. Because I'm the Oracle, Vlad. Okay. Last podcast, I said, hey. I think we still need a battle on this card, man. Vixen's not on this card. Jazz not on this card. Can we get Jazz and Clips? And then the URL guy said, yes, France, you can.
France, man, you are so good at randomly guessing these battles, man. Like, I mean, the way you put that together in your brain and just like, oh man, I wonder if we can get Jazz. I could Charlie is Clips available? This would be a great.
Hey, listen, man.
And poof, it just they announced it, man.
Jazz headlined the last one. Clips was on 2 of the last 3. It only made sense to put them back on Kings and Queens and only against each other. Goat energy on this battle. What do you think?
Goat versus goat. Hey, listen, man. Once again, it's gotta be another lady who's gonna win a battle in this event. It's never 5-1, or the ladies always get a couple of joints. And I think Jazz is gonna put one up on the board, man. I think she's just gonna be, she's not gonna deviate from her plan. She's going to have 3 well-structured rounds. It's going to be a fun battle. Clips is going to make it fun, but Clips likes to take chances. He likes to step outside the box. He likes to do his freestyle thing. And, sometimes it might cost him because these are going by votes. This is how I'm looking at it. You know what I'm saying? He's going to step outside of the box and he's going to do some stuff. It's going to be fun. It's going to be entertaining, but I think it might drag for some folks. And I just think with Jazz being well structured as she is, and I think she's going to pick up a few things from the Geechee battle because, that battle was it was all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I think for a lot of folks, maybe we expected more from those two. You know what I'm saying? And I know that Jazz is a perfectionist and she likes to correct some things where she feels like she could have done better at. And I think she'll look at those game tapes and say, hey, this is where I could have improved that. And I got Clips. And, Clips has that potential not to play with you. Like when he battled Farrah, like he wasn't playing, although he was playing when he brought the Hitman and John in. This is where he deviated from it. You know what I mean? But it worked so well that it's like, we're not even mad. But, I think Jazz is going to stick to the script. I think she's going to put one up on the boards, though. Like she's going to get the votes.
I'm going with you. I'm actually we're agreeing on a lot of these battles, man.
Oh man, we got to start disagreeing, player.
Something not right here, man. Something not right.
Something not right. something.
Like Mac Myers.
The DNA, man. Something. Shout out to DNA.
I agree with
Shout out to
everything.
Diz, man.
Yeah. I agree with everything you
Random.
said about Jazz. I think she will make a lot of improvements from the Geechee Gotti battle, which she actually won the votes for too.
Exactly.
I know it
So
was a bit more controversial because the votes was posted afterwards, and some of the
yeah.
people had already left, but she won the votes.
Yeah.
So Kings and Queens 3 was split 3-3. Kings and Queens 2, the men won 3-2 with a
Yep.
controversial decision between Top and Coffee. And then Kings and Queens 1 was 4-3 split. So the ladies the queens have always been competitive in these series. Like
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like our masculine side wants us to pick all the guys, but you just look at the
maybe if you asked me like
can't.
2 series ago, if you asked me like Kings and Queens 2 and 3, I'm
If
like,
you asked me Kings and Queens 1, I'm like Kings, all Kings.
Now I'm like, now the jig is up.
Yeah. So it's like you're gonna have to pick 2 or 3 of them to win, no matter what. Like it's just how it goes. Like it's just who do you think stands the best chance of winning those votes live? You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I mean their app votes were split between the first 2 series, which is funny. Obviously there's 4 kings that won, 3 queens that won, and vice versa, other way around. So it were literally 6-6. I believe in battles
666.
Out of the 12 battles from Kings and Queens 1 and 2 on the app, 6 kings won, 6 queens won. And then Kings and Queens 3 made it a little bit more lopsided because there was also a day 2 event that contributed more to the guys. Suge and JC handled business and all that. But this one going around, I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And let's close out with this. We got New Jersey Twerk versus Coffee Brown, which I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna go on a limb with this one. I'm definitely picking Twerk to win. 100% picking Twerk to win. I'm not. That wasn't the limb I'm jumping out for. The limb I'm gonna jump out for is I think this is Battle of the Night.
I can see that. I'm definitely picking Twerk to win, but I'm definitely excited to see what Coffee Brown is gonna do on a big stage. This is her main stage debut. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she's been Woman of the Year, but she's never hit a big stage. So that's like kind of crazy. But those were the circumstances we had the year she won. So this is going to be a very interesting battle. Why I think she's definitely very lyrically capable of, making this a competitive battle of sorts. I just think Twerk is just too much, man. The dude is doing promos, man. Like he's cutting promos.
Like we said it
he's
last
out here
week,
promoting. Like it's just, I don't know. He's in a groove, man.
I'm gonna say it again. This is less about what Coffee hasn't done. This is more about what Twerk has been lately. Like, yes, we also are aware that Coffee has not been on the stage, so that's a glaring thing to pick. You don't know if there's a surprise factor with her adapting to the stage, or you don't know if the inexperience is going to hinder her. But I think regardless of the two, whether you have the experience or not, you're standing across this guy right here who has found a string of consistency in his last 5-6 battles, and boy is on a mission. You hear me?
Right. And is there going to be any ring rust? You know what I'm saying? Like, is there going to be any adjustments that need to be made? So meanwhile, this dude is just putting up 1,000 jumpers a day, man. 1,000 jumpers a day. So got to go with that consistency, man. So I'm going with Twerk, man.
Anwar got Twerk right, man. If I know Anwar as well as I do, he probably already has the Coffee material in his head. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm taking the safe bet on this one. FanDuel, pay me my money.
Yeah, man. I got the Kings 4-2, man, in this series. So listen, I'm gonna be watching it live. I'll tell you that much, man. I'm at $25. Take the $25. Give me my live experience.
Wait, 4-2? We said 5 battles.
It's only 5 battles? My bad. So I got it 3-2. My bad.
Yeah. So you had 3 queens winning.
No, 3 kings winning.
That's right. Okay.
Come on, dog. I ain't crazy.
Okay, like I said earlier, I picked DNA in my main ticket, but I got KCJ in my parlay. Okay.
Oh my God! Listen, you degenerate, man. Just pick a set, man. Pick a side, dog.
No, I can put in 2 tickets. FanDuel lets me do this.
What car are you in, man? Are you in the King's car? Or are you in the Queen's car, man? Pick the right car, friends.
My A-verse, you better pick a car. You sitting in my bust the windows out there.
on the set. Pick a car, man. You want to get that 100-shot drum, man. When they drumming up that car, you want to be in that joint.
So what I said, man. And that's it for me today.
Hey, man. Hey, listen. The battle of the week I want you guys to go watch is Disaster versus Anderson Burris on Angry Fans page, man. That battle gave me classic grind time feel. It is hilarious. It is super creative. It was a breath of fresh air. More importantly, Anderson, I think you find your niche and maybe a home where you might want to battle. Like, I get it. You're on URL and all that, but you might want to go where you appreciate it, not just tolerate it. You know what I'm saying? And Disaster was phenomenal. Anderson was great and creative. I loved it. So go support that. It's a really fun battle. It's only one round. I really enjoyed it. And I just wanted to shout that out because, sometimes we don't give certain battles like enough like light and stuff like that. And I talked to you a lot about that battle, man. I really enjoyed it. So go watch that battle, man.
Yeah,
For everyone who tuned
Anderson.
in, man, this week, I just want to salute y'all. Salute my man D Gooden. Salute Battle Rap Parliament on Twitter. Is that Justin?
That's Justin. Shout out to Justin.
Yo, Justin, bro, you are so funny, bro. Like you are like one of Battle Rap's best shining personalities, bro. I really like like you're the man, dude. Like you don't understand. When I hear your voice on Battle Rap Roulette, like it just warms my heart, man. Like you should be on the Let's Talk Battle Rap Network with your own damn show, man. Like you're that dude. I just want to say, thank you guys, and thank you to Nina also, man, for everyone shouting me out for the newborn and new crib and all that stuff. So, it means a lot. So I definitely want to thank everyone for all their messages and love all y'all cats, man. And last but not least, log on to letstalkbattlerap.com. I can't stress that enough. We have our own platform. We're giving you something to read, man. We're taking battle rap to the next level. And follow us on all socials at LTBR Podcast. Hit the subscribe, notification, whatever else they say on YouTube, all that good stuff. And hey man, that Cash App still works. $ LTBR Podcast. If you like what you're listening to and you want to do what you want to do, feel free, man. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, France, man, like I said, I'd never, ever, ever, ever take this for granted, my dude, man. This is like, I really look forward to doing this every week. And I just want to thank all our loyal supporters for tuning in every week. And, hope we made your week just a little bit easier to start. You know what I'm saying? Get that Monday rolling the right way. And before I leave, France, why they used to call black people Mondays?
How come?
Because everybody hates Mondays.
Oh damn.
A little dark humor to end the show with.
Yikes.
Until next week. Peace.